These white people have been in Beyonce ass, ain't they?
Yeah, they upset. Well, not everybody. I would say it's not everybody, but there has been a conversation since the Grammys, like kind of Grammy hangover about.
They've been trying it though.
Yeah,
since she won.
Yes, about Beyonce winning Album of the Year for country for Cowboy Carter because of her being in the country music lane. So Matthew Knowles actually had to speak out against this, and basically what he told TMZ is like, y'all keep playing with her. Like, Beyonce's Cowboy Carter broke records. She worked really, really hard. Y'all cannot just put this on the fact that Jay-Z called out the Grammys last year or anything else, because she actually worked hard and she deserved this. And if you guys remember last year when Jay-Z called out the Grammys, he said every single year the albums that are nominated with her break records. They do all this stuff. Y'all bring her here, y'all nominate her, but y'all never award her. How does that make sense? Let's take a listen.
Obviously, it's subjective because, you know, it's music and it's opinion based, but, you know, some things, you know, I don't want to embarrass this young lady, but she has more Grammys than everyone and never won Album of the Year. So even by your own metrics, that doesn't work. Think about that. The most Grammys, never won Album of the Year. That doesn't work.
I mean, he's right. I mean, if you've been nominated over 90 times and you got the most Grammys of any artist ever, but you never won Album of the Year, that's kind of strange.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very.
And I think also, too, like, it's not even just the Album of the Year conversation. It's also she won Country Duo, Country Group Performance with Miley Cyrus, and then the win for Country Album of the Year as well. Like, that got people in a tizzy. Lainey Wilson, Post Malone, there were a lot of people in that country album category. And now what's happening is, like, I went to Lainey Wilson's Instagram today. She is a country music artist. She was a part of the Quincy Jones tribute too, and people are literally in her comments like, you know, you deserve to win this. Like, like they're really upset about it. And I
can't say that she didn't. I didn't hear her album.
I can't say that she didn't, but I also feel like Lainey Wilson stood up. She applauded Beyonce. I felt the impact of Beyonce's album. I don't know.
But you ain't never heard Lainey's album.
I haven't heard Lainey's album. But
Lainey got 7 #1 records.
I do feel like the way that people had a conversation about Beyonce as if she shouldn't be included at all. Like, Sylvester Stallone's brother came out and said she's not a country music artist. Like, there are literally people saying not just because the album doesn't match Lainey's body of work, but just because Beyonce, she's out of her lane. Yeah, she shouldn't be considered.
I do wonder if that country club, pun intended, would be mad at Beyonce if she had played the political game of Nashville. Like, if she had moved down there and did interviews with people like Bobby Bones and worked with artists down there and did all of the things new country artists do to break into the scene. I wonder if they would be mad if she had actually played the game.
I'm sure they would still be mad.
I think they would. I was about to say, I think they still would be mad, but I do feel like that's what they were trying to get at when she wasn't nominated for Country Music Awards. Remember, they were saying like, oh, you haven't been here long enough, and that's their issue right now. But to me, I just feel like it's all white noise, no pun intended.
I wonder if Shabuzi gets smoked like that.
I think he...
No.
He don't.
Yeah,
but that's because he played the Nashville game. But maybe he does get smoked. I really don't know. That's what I'm just asking.
But Beyonce said... Go ahead.
The crazy thing I was going to say is, she won so many Grammys, but she didn't win one country music award. It's just weird how it's two different award shows and you can win none at one and then a bunch at another.
I don't think she got nominated at the CMAs, did she?
That was a big part of the conversation.
She didn't get nominated at the CMAs?
No, I'm going to verify that. But I remember it being, like, people were upset because they're like, wait, how does she not, like, Cowboy Carter did so much. Like, how did she not?
What are we complaining about right now? Because she did win this.
Yeah, basically, somebody else felt like somebody else should have won, which that happens in every category. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, like some people felt like somebody should have won over Kendrick. Yeah, other people felt, they're going to do that in every category every time somebody wins.
Got you.
So it's like, whatever. She was talking about Lainey Wilson's fans. But Killer Mike, what happened with him? He's suing?
Yes. So Killer Mike is suing. Y'all remember last year Killer Mike went to the Grammys and the story came out that he was arrested and he was detained and it was like the back and forth.
He won first.
He won, but it overshadowed the win. He did win last year.
We can't mention what I was saying that he definitely won that.
Swept the Grammys last year. Like Kendrick did this year.
Yes. So he's suing about that though. So he's suing because last year they arrested the Grammys and he's basically blaming private security that was hired to work the event. So in a new lawsuit, he's saying that he was stopped by security on his way to the red carpet for photos and media interviews despite, winning a bunch of awards. But despite sweeping and having all the necessary credentials to get to where he needed to go, he was still stopped. He says that 2 companies the Grammys hired to do the security at the 2024 show, one is called SNS Labor Force Inc. and another one is called JRM Private Security, gave their employees way too much power, according to him, which led to him being unlawfully placed under citizen's arrest. And I remember when he was up here on the show, he talked about the citizen's arrest. Let's take a listen.
But I was told the people who detained you weren't even police.
No, it was. It's a citizen's arrest and it's a misdemeanor. I'm okay. No, Jay, I'm trying to get some street credibility. No. I was thinking. Then they talked about charging. The black police said, "This just a citizen's arrest."
I didn't know they could do that for real. I didn't know
either. Yeah.
They probably didn't know.
man.
They probably didn't know either.
They
probably
gave me the
happy
perk.
as hell.
Gave me the perk. Walking me through everybody like, Mike, what's up, my nigga? I want free Mike. I'm like, no, shut up. We good. It's gonna be okay. So it really showed me how much love I had.
I agree with Michael Renda. It's been a whole year, and we still don't even know what Michael Renda was detained for. So that man was caused emotional and mental distress on the biggest night of his career. He deserves all the money.
Yep, and he says that the Killer Mike is alleging that the security physically assaulted him, battered him by putting their hands on him and restraining him.
I saw it.
In a full view of onlookers, and he says that they called him emotional distress and public humiliation.
I saw the whole thing. I agree.
You
with
wasn't
Mike.
there.
Boy, shut up. I can be an eyewitness. I saw videos. Okay.
You wasn't there.
I do. The timing of this filing is great because people are having Grammy conversations. So more power to him, and I hope he get what he deserves.
Absolutely.
Because this was embarrassing and it should have never happened.
Yep.
Emotional and mental distress and physical pain. His cuffs was too tight.
They use in citizens arrest. They use real cuffs. They don't use like the little
Yes, he was in
things.
handcuffs.
It was in handcuffs.
They walked him all through the arena.
remember the video
Everybody
of him
seeing him and
Everybody
stuff.
can see.
Yeah.
That's right. A
Yeah.
mental emotion and a mental. What is it? Emotional and mental distress.
Yes, and
Okay.
then that night his
Professional
son-
harm too.
And his son had went through something that same night too. So
Yes.
there was like a lot going on in Mike's world, yo.
You better go ahead and run it down for the case because
And he
you
was
won't need
starving.
that.
Right.
Uh-huh.
They denied him food for hours.
Oh
Okay,
my God.
you don't understand
know-
everything my client went through.
I understand. and he on the big side, so you know when you hold the food from
Exactly.
them.
Come on.
Those companies, those private security companies haven't released a statement, although TMZ did reach out to them.
And I'll tell you something else. It cost him a lot of money because Jay-Z was supposed to bring Mike out when Jay-Z was giving his speech.
Oh,
So
yeah,
that
I
would have
remember.
elevated Mike's profile even more. So they cost him even a lot of
They
money.
cost him.
We need damages.
He
Emotional.
mentions professional harm.
You see what I'm saying? Come on now.
I know that's
Come on
right.
now.
Thank you, Lauren.
All right. Well, that is Jess with the mess. Thank you, Jess. Now, when we come back, we got front page news. More going to be joining us, so don't go anywhere. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.